Hello and welcome back to Simon's Rants. I'm Simon, and today I'm going to be giving my on second thought about the Martin Scorsese film Silence. Now, this is your spoiler warning. I'm going to be talking about the entirety of this film, especially the ending. So if you haven't seen it yet, you should click away now, go watch it or not, and come back and we'll talk about it then. Thanks. So, Silence. I mentioned a couple videos ago, I think, that there was a Scorsese film coming up that I didn't like so much. This would be that one. Not because of bad directing or acting or cinematography. The cinematography in this movie is breathtaking. This movie is one of the most beautiful movies I've seen in recent memory. It's very good in that way. It's fun to look at. And the acting, for the most part, is pretty good. I mean, it's got Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield and Liam Neeson, and I'm not a huge fan of any of those actors, but they're all usually pretty good. So the plot is essentially Adam Driver and Andrew Garfield play two Jesuit priests who travel to Japan to try to find their old mentor, Liam Neeson. He's disappeared, but the rumors are that he's committed apostasy and walked away from the faith. They don't know exactly where he is, though, but the goal is to find him and also be missionaries along the way, try to build up the faith. And when they get there, they can't find him, and this is a long movie, and they spend the majority of this movie doing missions and running away from the Japanese soldiers who are trying to kill them, because it is illegal to be a missionary there and to spread the gospel there. So that's the majority of this movie, and I enjoyed the majority of this movie. I actually didn't rewatch this movie to review it because I didn't want to. I remember it well enough the first and only time I watched this movie. I don't want to watch this movie again. And if you have any religious affiliation or any respect for religious association or religion as a whole, this movie will frustrate you to no ends. Now, if you are an atheist, or if you don't like religious people or religion is silly to you, you might like this movie more. And that's something with Scorsese, is he's like one of the ex-Catholics or whatever, and he doesn't like religion. And it's pretty obvious in this movie. It's also pretty obvious in his Jesus movie, which I haven't seen either, but I know enough about to know that. What I mean by that is, okay, I'll just talk about the ending. So the ending of this movie is Adam Driver gets killed and Andrew Garfield gets put in essentially a torture camp, like this concentration type camp, where he's being tortured by the Japanese who are telling him, just deny your faith and we'll let you go. It's as simple as that. And he keeps saying, no, I'm not going to. And they keep saying, just do it and we can let you go. It's very similar to, true life events and biblical events of, how missionaries and Christians have been treated throughout history. And it's something that, if you are a Christian, you're proud to see other Christians act like that. It's hard to see something, but it's something that you're proud to see. Something that you really approve of, and something that you're like, that takes a lot of guts. Even if you're not religious, you just go, anybody that is that devoted to an idea or that devoted to a religion or that devoted to an ideology, good for them. That's, commendable. And you see Andrew Garfield keep saying, no, I'm not going to deny the faith. No, I'm not going to deny the faith. So then Japan throws at them their secret weapon, which is Liam Neeson, who, lo and behold, has committed apostasy. And you find out when he comes to Andrew Garfield that he denied the faith because of the torture. And there's many torture methods that they have there that you understand why anybody would. Like one, for example, is they put a small hole in your neck, I think it is. They put a small cut in your neck somewhere up here, and then they hang you upside down and let you drip dry. And it's like stuff like that. You're just like, I can't imagine how anybody would resist against that for long at all. But Andrew Garfield is like, how dare you? How could you possibly ever do that? And you're like, wow, look at this guy's faith. Look at this guy's perseverance. Brilliant, commendable, a little bit crazy, but good for you. Like, wow. And it keeps going on. Like I said, this is a long movie. It's like 2 hours and 40 minutes or something like that. It's a very long movie, predominantly about suffering. And there's a lot of good messages in this movie. Like, there's this character that keeps coming back that keeps wanting to be saved but keeps ending up betraying Andrew Garfield, and that's how he eventually gets caught, is because of this character. And that story is very heartbreaking, and that it's very poignant. It's very good. Like I said, the majority of this movie is brilliant. I loved this movie when I was watching it for the first time until the ending. And then you get to the ending, which I'm about to get to, and then you hate the whole thing and never want to watch it again, and you end up rating it like a 4 out of 10 because you're just mad at it. And that ending is essentially their way of, I guess, getting past the language barrier, or just some sort of symbolism or whatever it is they've got these pictures on stone of Jesus' face, and they say, just step on his face and we'll let you go, because that's the way of denying him, is just step on his face. Step on his face. So we've got this scene where Andrew Garfield is staring at the face. He's resisting. He doesn't want to do it. He's like, I'm doing it for you, God. I'm doing it for you, God. And then the sound like cuts out, and there's a face of Jesus, and he just goes, step on my face. You're like, what? He's like, just do it. Come on, boy, do it. So he does, and denies the faith, and then becomes a monk in Japan, and gets married, and just denies his faith for the rest of his life. And so this happens, and you're like heartbroken. You're like, oh no, he gave in. What's next? What's going to happen next? What's going to redeem this? And you just kind of have Andrew Garfield narrating the rest of his life. It's like, so I got married, I had a family, did this, did that, yada, 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 helped people. And you're like, okay, cool. Fair enough. And then what? And I was like, and then I died. And I got put in my little barrel thing, whatever that was. But, he got buried with a cross in his hand. So therefore, Christian at the end still. What? I've brought this up a couple of times on this channel. I studied theology. I was very much into religion. And as somebody who studied that, this is very obviously made by somebody who doesn't understand Christianity. Because the message of the story is like, see, it's okay. He denied the faith publicly, but he still lived it privately, so it's okay. And it's like, that's the opposite of what Christianity is about. Christianity is about being public with your faith, making it a lifestyle, and being open about it, and making a witness. So doing good deeds and whatever, and helping people, that's all fun and good, but it is absolutely pointless and worthless if you're denying the faith. And that's what this movie is trying to say, is it's okay to deny it as long as you do good stuff or whatever. And it's like, no, it's not. Like, not to be overly biblical here, but like, scripturally, it describes good works as dirty rags, because they matter that little. It's a great thing to do good. It is. It really is. But from a spiritual or religious standpoint, this movie makes no sense. And it's completely wrong. And completely morally, religiously, spiritually corrupt. It's stupid and frustrating. Because no, that's not how it works. It's really not. And you're trying to say, I see, it's fine. It's trying to make the bad situation of the missionaries who went to Asia in general, but specifically Japan, and say, yeah, that was okay. Whereas the missionaries who went to Asia completely messed up entirely. Which is why when you look at the world, most countries have a Christian background to them. Because after the events of the Bible, missionaries went throughout the entire world and started preaching the gospel. And it got to most places and spread like wildfire, most places except for Asia. Because when the missionaries went to Asia, and other places too, I'm not just saying just Asia, but when they got to Asia, they were idiots essentially, and put their foot in their mouths and pissed off the people in charge, and the religion became illegal pretty much immediately. And so that's why when you look at the Middle East, when you look at Europe, when you look at here, when you look at a lot of places, there's a background in Christianity or Judaism, which is, essentially the same thing. It leads into it. And then you look at Asia, and there's never been a history of Christianity there because it was made illegal, because the missionaries who went there did stuff like this. And they're trying to glorify that. And it's really off base. It's really wrong. It shows such a lack of understanding of the situation. It shows such a lack of understanding of the religion it's trying to talk about. And it's really frustrating because I know Martin Scorsese at least used to be Catholic. I don't think he is anymore. I think he's one of those like raised Catholics but doesn't care kind of people. It's pretty evident in this. It's also pretty evident in this Jesus movie. Yeah, no, this movie's horrible because of the ideas it's trying to portray, not because of the filmmaking. It had some good acting, it had some great directing, it had some good cinematography, everything you'd want in a movie. But man, this movie is just bad. Like I said, I'd give it a 4 out of a 10, and I would give it worse, but everything's so pretty to look at. But man, I don't like this movie at all. Yeah, it's just a very depressing movie, very misguided movie. Scorsese just doesn't get it and shouldn't talk about it. He should just leave religion alone. Never do another movie about religion because he doesn't get it. It's frustrating every time he tries to talk about it because he doesn't know what he's talking about, and it's frustrating. So just leave it alone. If you don't like Christianity, stop talking about it. You too, Aronofsky. Don't you dare make another Noah movie or I will slap you. I don't know. Yeah, so I don't like it. You know, just a little bit. We can talk about it in the comments below if you guys want. You can leave your comment down there, your opinion. Let me know what you guys think. And of course, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe if you're new here. Thanks, guys. Bye.